Hey gang, this week back by popular demand we're going to do another one lick solo. So without further ado, here it is. Okay gang, let's go over this more or less note for note, and I'll put the tab and the link in the description below. I'm not a huge fan of tab, as many of you know, especially for learning stuff like this, but it can be a nice shortcut method. But don't shortchange yourself and not do the articulation. The articulation is key for this one. Okay. Having said that, let's go over the lick first, and then we'll show how to use it over the various chords or how we can adapt it. All right, so C blues, we've got three chords. We've got C, we've got F, and we've got G, and we've got variants about that. You can use an F7 and a G7 and a C7 or G9, etc. Okay? So here's how we are, here's the lick itself. I'm going to play it more or less up to speed, and then I'll slow it down. So here's the lick itself. All right, here it is a little more slowly. All right, it's a lick over that C chord, and we're going to find out it works pretty well over many of the other ones. So it starts out with this little, it's not a double stop, but it's a sixth. So we're playing over that C chord right here. I'm going to slide up on the third string to the 9th fret, and then play the first string at the 8th fret. And you hear that sort of thing in country music a lot, or R&B, right? That sort of thing. We're not going to do that right now. We're just going to use that first one. And then we're going to slide up and do the same format right up here on the 12th on the 3rd, the 11th on the 1st. So that's the whole thing for the beginning. The only thing that when we get to the 11th is we're going to bend that up a half to a quarter to a half step, something like that. All right, so after that we're playing that 13th on the 2nd, giving it lots of vibrato. You see me putting lots of vibrato into this. Standard move there, putting a lot of vibrato on that 11th, and then sliding back down. Very fast slide. Okay, so that's the main part. All right, ends by this. We're going to bend up on the 10th whole step, and then grab that 11th on the 2nd. Okay, so third bend on the 10th on the 3rd string whole step, play the 11th on the 2nd. Okay, so once we do that, then bring it back down, 10th on the 3rd, and then 8th on the 2nd, 8th on the 3rd, and bend it a quarter step, and then 10th on the 4th. And then trail off at the very end. Once you've hit that really hard, then pull it up for just a second and let it go, like kill it quickly. Okay, like that. Here we go. Okay, so there's a lot of that sort of thing. I really like that trail off. I don't know who I learned that from, but it's a pretty cool. Effect. Okay, so here's the whole lick. All right, so that's over the C chord, and we can play that or a variant of that anytime we want to, and go a little bit away from it or keep the same thing. When we play over that F chord, we just have to think about maybe we want to end on a different note. So that's what I do. I just simplify that lick and I play this. So that one is just playing our little sixth here. So third string 12th and first string 11th. Again, that little slight bend on the top string. And then playing 13th on the second, 12th on the third, and then back to the 13th on the second, and trailing off to the 11th on the second. Okay, so like this. Love that. Just pull that off just a little bit and let that trail off. So, all right, back to the C chord. We can play the same thing. Okay, and here's what I'm playing over that G. Okay, so that's the only other lick that we really have to do. So I'm bending up to that, to the G actually, okay? So you'll notice that when we play over that G chord, I'm just going to hit that G note. But I'm not doing anything different. I'm playing basically that same lick and ending it the same way as well. All right, so anyway, hope you enjoyed this one. And like I said, I'll tab up exactly what I did, but that's basically it. You just take that same lick, modify it for the other chords, and you're golden. Nice little repeating thing. Well, I hope you enjoyed that one. Short and sweet. We'll see you on down the road.